This program is supported by ACT Foundation.
My name is Tola Takuro. I am the founder of Brown Ledger. What does Brown Ledger do? Brown Ledger assists companies in making optimal financial and tax decisions. Like we say, we help people to maximize their revenue, minimize their taxes, and ensure that they have enough funds to run their business for the next 12 to 46 months. I am here with a very special guest who is a great fashionista, if I'm allowed to say that. Can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Abimbola Obayemi. I am the co-founder of Kilase.
What is I'm Yoruba, so I understand what Kilase means.
Yeah.
What's the origin of the name Kilase? Why Kilase?
Okay, so there's usually this slang in our line of work. So I do design, and my partner also does video editing and several other things. So when we do something nice and we do something good, we just say that you've cooked. And it's very common, even on Twitter,
So
wherever you find yourself. It's like a Gen Z slang that when you do something really creative, they say, "Oh, you cooked."
Okay.
So we just thought about it that so we're thinking about different names that we could give it, and we're just thinking that what can we give something that we're cooking? Like we're cooking and it's good. So we just thought about it and Kilase. So when people ask us, what did you cook? We show them what we did.
Fantastic name.
Yeah.
I hope it is registered.
Yeah. Fashion.
Because as soon as this podcast goes out, somebody will just go and check. CAC is registered. If not, they just take it. So please go on CAC and register it and what they say, reserve the domain name.
Yeah.
If you need assistance with the CAC aspect.
The process is almost done.
Okay, fantastic. So, how long have you been in business?
So we actually we conceived the idea over a year, but we officially launched in October last year, 2025.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic! It is still a brand new baby.
Yeah, it's a baby. It's our baby.
Okay. What has the income been like? As in, did you have enough clients, and do you have time for your other businesses?
Yeah, so we have a very good customer base, right?
Because, fantastic.
Yeah, because our target audience is majorly people that like clean fashion, right?
What do you mean by clean fashion?
So there's this stereotype, and I call it a stereotype because I don't agree with it, but usually people think that for you to dress a certain manner, for you to dress corporate, like the way you dress now, they think that it's only reserved for people that do 9 to 5.
Okay.
Or people that are not in the entertainment space, or people that don't go out often, right? But we want to correct that stereotype, say that, you can have a clothes for every occasion, right? You can have a clothes for where you feel really calm. Maybe you just want to hang out with your guys in the evening or your friends generally. And then you can also have clothes that you can wear to the club or you can wear to entertainment spaces. So that's why what we have right now is something that just kind of balances between both. So you can look really good and you can also go anywhere you want.
Okay, that's cool. I would like a clothes that I can wear when I'm angry.
You should get that.
Okay. Okay. Where do you see the business in the next 5 years? And how do you plan to grow the business to that extent?
Okay. So firstly is that I think the fashion industry is expanding. And I think last year was one of the biggest moments in fashion. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm talking about nationally, not really internationally. Because we had a lot of pop-ups, we had a lot of clothing brands launch, and you might not be privy to that information because you're not in the line.
Yes, I'm not.
But someone like me that needs to keep to date with things that are going on in the industry, I have to make sure that I get those kind of informations. And there were a lot of activations, there were a lot of pop-ups in Lagos, in Abuja, even in Port Harcourt, right? Brands like Street Soak, which is a very big fashion wear, even Go Crazy, Swavy, several people like welcomed new intakes into that fashion industry, and I think it's a very good opportunity for businesses like us. So in the next 5 years, our plan is to do a pop-up of our own, definitely, but also make sure that we make major appearances in all these bigger pop-ups so that we can continue to spread the word of you having to look really cool. You understand? So that's majorly going to be our drive in the coming months. But then secondly, the question or sorry, what was the second question you asked?
5 years.
No, you asked another one after the 5 years.
Okay. That how do you plan to get there?
Okay. How do you plan to get? So the thing is that right now, we're working on the next collection, right? And our next collection is actually to fuse most of the ideas I was telling you about how we can merge like people that want to go do entertainment, go looking good for entertainment in entertainment spaces and also in corporate spaces. So we're introducing some new ideas, right, in next coming months, and those ideas are to actually serve all kinds. So that way, when we want to exhibit at a pop-up that is probably a streetwear pop-up, we're able to do that, right? If we're also exhibiting for maybe it's GT Co or people that just really love creative ideas, then we can also do that. So what we want to do this year is that we want to participate. A lot of people, a lot of brands try to stand on their own when they are starting. And although I think it's good sometimes, but I think at the same time, people have been there before you. You're not the first person there, and you're not the last person that will ever be there. So you need to communicate, you need to connect. And that's what we've been doing. Right now, we are currently partnering with 2 different people, right? One does footwear and one does leather work. So that way, we are creating that connection that can help us build. So when we're going for shows or activations, we're going with a bag of ideas, a bulk of creativity that when people see our work, when people see what we do, they already love it. So that's our plan.
It's obvious you've put a lot of thoughts into this. It is very obvious. Just a bit of clarification. When you say partnering with the footwear and the leather works, are you talking that? Do you mean that as you are taking your clothes, you will support it with your shoes and support with the leather work, or are you saying that you would use the help you design your outfit with their shoe parts and their leather works?
Okay, so really the idea is just for extra publicity that benefits all parties, right? So we're in the business of clothes. We're not in the business of footwears. Maybe in the future, definitely, we would have like these conglomerates where we can do everything, right? But for now, we are in the business of clothes. So we need to style those clothes, and styling those clothes would require accessories that we don't make. So for instance, if we're going to need jewelries, for instance, we're going to get jewelries from people, right? If we need footwear, we're going to get footwear from someone. But we're getting footwear that matches our style too. Okay. So the idea is, hey, you make footwears, right? We love your footwears and we think it goes really well with our clothes. So you give us your footwear, we style it, right? People, when they see our clothes, because most of our releases, people want to buy the complete fit. And not just the clothes, I mean the complete fit, including the footwear and the accessories.
As in like undressing
everything, like
the mannequin.
Some people will tell you
just see like that copy and paste.
They will tell you that they want to look exactly the way you look in this picture. So you have to give them everything. So that way you can, although it's easy to just like pass it off and say, oh, we don't make footwears, but we can connect you. But that's money going away. That's money that could be in your pocket. So what we did last year was that we partnered with a guy. So what we do is that we add a commission, because the extra publicity we're giving his brand, he has to pay for it.
Yeah, sure.
So we add an extra commission to every of his footwear. So when people buy that footwear through us, because they buy our clothes and they buy the footwear, then we get that extra commission without even doing any work. So he's doing the work, we're marketing, we're getting the money. And then it's also vice versa too, because when he wants to show people his product and how you can match his footwears to clothes. He also posts it on his status. People say, oh, I love your shoe, but I also love the clothes that goes with it. Please, can I get it too? So that way, we just kind of create this symbiotic relationship and benefit of each other.
Oh, that's really, really beautiful. It means what I hear is that you have a lot of moving parts, as in a lot of money flowing here and there, which may not be your money, which may be somebody else's money. So my question is, how do you guys manage to track it well so that you don't forget to send the footwear money to the footwear guy or the leatherworks money to the leatherworks guy?
So the most difficult part of any business is the financial aspect, in raising capital, in paying people and all of that. So one has to be very careful. And even before we launched, that was the major thing that we focused on, how to track our finances. So what we did was that we employed someone to create this system, right, where we could easily track it. You just need to just impute whatever it is that you're spending. If it is that you're taking transport to go and get this material you're putting it there, and the system is automated. So it just generates the results, calculates everything that you need to do. But then when we have people like this where we have to pay, we have to get their products also, there's this kind of two-factor authentication when it comes to it, because we cannot sell the footwear that we don't have. So we have to collect it from you. So in order to collect it from you, we have to send you an order. So when we send you that order, you record it down. Then we also record that order down from our side. When you deliver that order, we pay off that particular order. And then we also record it from our side and take in our own profit too, and then give it to the customer. So that way, for every order you receive, is recorded as an order that was coming from us. For every order that we give, is an order given to your business, because it's not only your business that we give orders to. So that way, we're able to just create this kind of hub where we can take it from here, take from here, take from here, and give anything that is allocated to every other person.
That's actually very, very smart. I would like to drill in a bit into, number one, the system that person built for you. And number two, are you guys able to manage all these multiple orders, raising invoices, watching the orders, ensuring that it is received, and recording that has been received? As in, how do you guys do it, considering that you are not a large team?
Yeah, so thank you for that, because that was even the next thing I wanted to say. I wanted to say that when people start businesses, and this is where patience comes in, right? Some people, they don't have the capital, right? Some people also don't have the manpower. So they want to do everything themselves. But you're not a financial analyst. You're not a copywriter. You're not a videographer. You're not a designer. You're not a fashion designer. You're not a tailor. So you really cannot do everything. So I think one thing I really cherish about what we do and how we do it is that we're very patient. So if we know that this particular aspect needs an expert in this field, but we cannot afford that expert, we're going to put a pause. We're going to either channel every financial power we have at that time to getting this particular person, if that is priority. If it's not, we maybe manage, right? But if it's priority, like something like finance, we need to channel all our energies to getting that thing done, because it will affect you on the long run if you don't get it done at that point. So what we did was that we just had to, like we say now, you just close your eye and just get this person to do this particular thing, right? And it just takes the burden off our ends. But that's also part of what we want to do this year. We want to involve people. We want to make the work less stressful for us. So we want to bring in people that will manage some aspect of the business, so that we probably don't even need to do most of the heavy lifting. We just get people to do it, and then they get paid for doing it while we make more revenue, because that's what it translates to at the end.
Yes, it does. It does, and you have time to do what you love and what you are good at. I want to drill further a little bit on that aspect.
Okay.
You mentioned that everything is automated. Can you
Okay.
just walk us through the automated aspect?
Okay, so before I talk about the automation part, I'm just going to talk about the manpower part. But when I say automation, it's not like it is like a system where you just throw in this. No, it's Excel. It's really Excel.
Okay. No.
But
There
yeah.
are some Excel
No, yeah, that
templates that does the work of 5 people.
yes,
Okay.
very true, very true. So we have an operations manager. So the operations manager is the one that gets all the orders. So from people order from WhatsApp, some people order from Instagram, right? Some people is just text, my friend, this, my dad, my sister, this, you understand? So everything goes through our operations manager. The operations manager documents everything, all the orders that come in daily, right? So when that is done, he manually calculates all the expenses in terms of production. So because the price of material, the price of sewing those materials, the price of delivery, there's a kind of manual system that we have for that to indicate those prices. So when that is done, that's when we now go to the Excel to input manually. But the manual aspect of the Excel is just imputing these numbers and the description of those texts. So the calculation that's the automated part.
Okay.
So, the calculation goes in, and all of that. So when that is done, and then we know the cost of producing this particular piece, this is the cost of delivery and all of that, we send the money for the tailor to the tailor immediately, and then we send the money for delivery to the operations manager, because he is the one that also handles delivery too. So immediately the tailor is done, the operations manager gets the clothes from the tailor and then send it directly to the customer. So that way, when you get the order, all the details about the order is recorded, given to Excel. Excel calculates everything and is taken down as an order that was placed, and this was the money that entered for that order. So both the profits, the production cost, the delivery cost is automatically calculated. So at the end of the day, there will be an aggregate sum of everything that was spent that day for production. The profit of that day would also be calculated, and then it translates to the general summary, where you now have everything that's been made so far.
Okay. I thank you for that. I have a clearer idea of what you're talking about. My next and maybe my last question is about operations.
Okay.
What is the time gap, or what's the gap between, like, how many days or hours between when an order is placed and when it is delivered?
I'm going to talk about the former system we had, and I'm going to talk about this new system that we're going into. So because of the nature of the wares that we started with, they are custom-made wares. So they are wares that are tailored to your size, right? So we're going away from the standard small, medium, large, extra large that we currently have. So that way, we created a chart, several charts. So what we do is that when you order, we send you the charts. You check for your size in the chart, and then you tell us your size. But most of the time, people's sizes are not on that chart. So you now have to give us your size. Maybe it's something that you've measured, your tailor has measured you one time or the other. So when you send in those measurements, we send it to the operations manager. The operations manager would even be the one to collect the measurements from you in the first place. So from there, he sends it to the tailor. But we discovered a lot of gaps, right? Because when we get your measurements and send it to the tailor, it takes approximately 3 days, at most 4 days to produce. And then we send your clothes back on the 4th day. So it's just, you get your order in 4 days, majorly. But we discovered that was a problem, right? Because people sometimes send measurements that maybe don't mirror exactly how they look at that particular point in time. So for instance, maybe you sewed something in January, and then you're using that same measurements that you used in January in October.
Okay.
So that way it creates this kind of it creates a lot of discrepancies, lapses here and there that we needed to eliminate. So what we are doing now is that we're going to the conventional standard where you have small, medium, large. So that way we can bulk produce. So that's what actually we're going into now. We bulk produce several of the sizes, and then when you order, you're able to get your order in 1 or 2 days. If you stay within Lagos, you get your order in a day or 2. If you stay outside Lagos, most likely you get your order in 3-4 days. So that way, what bulk production helps us do, it helps us cut all the time wasting. So that way, it's not until we get an order before the operations manager tells the tailor that we have one. That way, the tailor is able to produce. We already have the clothes packaged already. So you just need to tell us your size. If it's medium, you use. If it's small, if it's large, then when we get your size, we send it to you. But we also still now have a chart for that too. But that chart is tailored to the standard. And the clothes that we produce are not really body fit. They are something that is free, something good on your body. So you're not going to be scared that, oh, it's not going to be my size. But at the same time, we created allowances because there are some people that their sizes are not on any chart. So, or there are some people that would want more custom. They want it to be more tailored to them. So that way, you can now give us your size.
Okay, so so you are giving us, the customers, the option on either buying the ready to wear, or waiting for 5 days.
Exactly, for your custom made wear.
I would rather wait for 5 days.
Yeah, some people won't.
Okay, so thank you for your time. I really enjoyed our conversation, and it's obvious that you've actually put a lot of thoughts into this business. I wish you all the best. I hope is it to see you or in seeing you on one of the largest runways in Paris.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
that's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah,
great, fantastic.
All right.
This program is supported by ACT Foundation.